hear me all right. I'm doing the Aprilia RS660 review after putting about 500 miles on it. Just did my first oil change, and I tightened the chain. Used manufacturer's recommended oil, just Castrol, and she's running like a champ. So I was looking at a lot of videos before I picked this bike up, and all the reviews were pretty positive, and I decided to pull the trigger. And now I'm going to do my review on it. I think it's a great bike. Just to give you a little 411 on myself, I'm coming over from a Yamaha R6. Took about a 5 or 6 year hiatus from riding, and decided to get back into it. So I decided to get this bike just because I was looking online at R6s, and people were asking about the same price for 10-year-old Yamaha R6s used. And so I saw this guy, and it retails for about $11,500, and thought it was a no-brainer. After watching the reviews and all that stuff, I don't need something super fast. I mean, you can't even really ride those bikes to their full potential unless you're on a track anyways. So I thought it would be I thought this bike would be perfect just to smash around the Monterey Bay. So after seeing all the reviews and the comparisons of the YZF, the R6, the Aprilia, I thought, you know, for a brand new 2023 for under $12,000, this was the best bang for your buck. And I'm definitely happy with my purchase. It's a great bike. It's a lot of fun. The features you get with it, basically this has all the same features as the Aprilia Superbike. It has auto or a quick shifter up and down, cruise control. You can map out your ride mode. You can turn ABS on and off. You can turn the traction control on and off. You can turn the wheelie control on and off. There's just so much you can do with it. I thought, why not, you know? And so far, I'm really happy with it. This thing smashes if you need it to, and it cruises if you need it to. And one of the cool features, you know, is this right here. Not having to hold the throttle is game changing. You know, for all of us who've been riding bikes for a while, you know how your hand will go numb if you gotta hold that throttle down for too long. And just being able to take a break with this hand it's different, you know. It takes a little getting used to, but it's awesome. I think it's really cool. So all the features you get for under $12,000 MSRP, it's like, why not, you know? And these guys online asking 12 grand for 10-year-old bikes, crazy. I don't see anybody going out and spending 10 grand or 12 grand for a 10-year-old bike with 30,000 miles on it when you can get one with a warranty. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make that much sense to me that those guys are asking that. But yeah, never really knew about this bike until, you know, about a week before I bought it. And like I said, the reviews were really positive, so I'm happy with it. The only thing I'm really not happy with is the fact that we are stepped to the dealership for our service. I contacted my dealer for the first service, which is due at 600 miles. And they wanted like damn near $500 to change oil and tighten the chain. Like, and then I asked him, what are you charging $500 exactly? You know, what are you doing for that? And he gives me the sales pitch, and I'm like, nah, dude. And so I talked to another dealer, and I said, hey, if I get the service done somewhere else, but they don't have the little Aprilia tool to hook up to the bike, will I be able to have you guys just reset the service light? And he said, yeah, it's no problem. And they still want to charge me a half-hour labor, which is like 80 or 90 bucks. It's a little ridiculous. Anyways, so that's what I went ahead and did. My service light's not going to kick on for another 100 miles or so. And the bad part about that is, dude, is like I gotta drive an hour and a half just to get to that dealership. And so that's a 3-hour round trip on a Saturday, because they're all closed on Sundays. And I'm not really trying to do all that, but I guess it's either that or keep the service light on. You know what I mean? So we'll see how I do that when the time comes, if I'm able to have enough time to do that. I mean, I work like 60 hours a week, so we'll see. Other than that, dude, like, the one difference I noticed between this and my R6 is that this bike has a lot more low-end torque. An R6, you had to rev that bitch up high just to get some power out of it, like 12,000 RPMs. This bike is more like 6,000, 7,000. Little Beamer wants to race the street bike. Come on, man. You guys should know better. Ain't no chance. No chance, bud. So I gotta get some gas. I've seen a lot of the reviews mention the riding position, and whether it's like sport, super sport, and weight on the wrist type deal. This is I would say it's pretty similar, you know, to a super sport as far as the stance. Your legs aren't as high up on the pegs, but you're still leaning a little bit more, you know. And unless you squeeze your thighs on the tank, you gotta put some weight on your wrists. So I just missed that. I missed that shift, but you guys didn't see that. So you do have to put a little more weight on your wrists. You know, when you're stopping, it's going to shove your weight into your wrists, and you're not sitting upright at all. So it is more comfortable than a super sport, but not as comfortable as just like a regular sit-up straight sport bike. I think it's a cruiser. What is this called? I can't remember. But you're definitely leaning forward, that's for sure. This little Beamer's following me. Popo. I'm gonna hit up the Chevron. I'm only gonna put Chevron high grade in this bike because I don't know about those other gas stations, but I know Chevron gas is good. So I'm gonna go get some gas right now, and as far as like upgrades to this bike, I'm gonna get I got the fender eliminator kit already ordered. It's just taking forever to get here. I'm probably gonna get a new chain and sprocket. Still got to get the tank protector, maybe a smoke windscreen. I want to get the adapter for the bike that lets you put your navigation and your phone on the dash. Some new levers, some shorties, some red ones. Other than that, probably not going to change too much. I don't really want to mess with the exhaust that much because I don't want to cut fairings and all that. Although I would like it to sound a little bit better. That is one thing about the R6 I like better, is the sound it makes. It makes a way better sound. Oh, I said Chevron, not Shell. Alright, getting some gas. Alright. So there she is. And one thing is, I don't know why, but this brake pedal here, it's pushing into the shroud. I don't know what happened there. Everything looks right, like it should, but I'm not sure what's going on with that. Just like that, got damn near a full tank. Alright, where should we go now? Okay, I know where we'll go. We're gonna hit up the boardwalk real quick. A little West Cliff action. A little West Cliff Drive action. Probably gonna take the freeway there. Too many stoplights. Alrighty. So let's talk about what got me into riding street bikes. I was probably 18 years old. living up in Washington State, in a little town called Washougal, Washington, right on the Oregon-Washington border along the Columbia River. And there's not much to do up there, so I was pretty bored. I started watching YouTube videos and motorcycle vlogs, and I just thought they were so cool, you know, and they looked fun. And so after watching them for hours and hours and hours and hours, finally decided that I wanted to learn, and there was really nobody that could teach me, so I was kind of having to teach myself. And I decided to get a Kawasaki Ninja 250. You know, the ones that look sporty but they got that skinny little wheel. So anyways, yeah, those ones, Ninja 250. So I got myself one of those. That same CHP has just been driving all around town. And I'm gonna get on the highway, so you guys are gonna probably not be able to hear me very well. Pacific Coast Highway. And that bike was a blast, dude. Like, I loved riding it around and learning on it. I dropped it a couple times, you know, like everybody will one day. It's not if you drop it, it's when. Oh, fucking 80-foot trailer, dude. Feedback on the mic right now. So I'll wait till I get off to finish my little story. Quick shifter on this. I hate when people drive slow. Oh man, there's always a Prius next to a Prius, going super slow, not knowing what to do or how to drive. Picking their nose. So anyways, I don't know how much you guys can hear me right now. This audio is going to be horrible. So smashing that little Ninja all up and down the Columbia River, that was fun. I loved it. It was such a good time. I went from being bored watching YouTube videos for hours and hours and hours to smashing my motorcycle around for hours and hours and hours. And yeah, dude, I got kind of bored of that pretty quick though. I think I had it for about a year, and then I just wanted more, and it didn't have more to give me. So I decided to step it up, and that's when I went to the R6. And man, was that a dramatic change. The Yamaha R6 is a beast of a bike. But you know what? This thing holds its own for sure. This RS660 definitely holds its own with the R6 without a doubt. And going from that R6 to this, I mean, it's been 6 years, so I couldn't really give you that that detailed of a transition, but all I remember is on the R6 is it was fast as shit, but it screamed. You had to get it up to like 16,000 RPMs, and you're just revving that bitch real high all the time if you wanted to go fast. This guy has a lot more power on the low end, a lot more low end torque. So if you get on it, the front wheel is going to come up off the ground just from rolling on the throttle. As opposed to the R6, you kind of had to pop the clutch to get into a wheelie. This guy, a little different. So I smashed the R6 around for about 5 or 6 years. And then just life happened, you know, as it does. And I had to get rid of it. And so I took about a probably like an 8-year hiatus, not riding at all, and just kind of focused on work and all that adult stuff, you know, the fun stuff. And finally, I'm in a position where I'm comfortable. I got my career all together, you know, and I decided to treat myself to a motorcycle because I live in a beautiful area and I kind of want to see it on a bike without having to pedal. And so here we are, doing YouTube bike reviews and a vlog just like the guys that I watched when I first got into riding. So if you're a new rider, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know what your first bike was, or if you plan on making this your first bike. I think this would be an okay first bike. I don't think, you know, maybe somebody who has experience on dirt bikes or something like that, this would be an okay first bike, but I think the 250 really teaches you the basics, you know, teaches you can't really do anything too crazy to hurt yourself. It teaches you the fundamentals of riding, and I think that's a great way to learn, you know, maybe just for a year. Still used to hitting the clutch even though I don't have to. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with starting on a smaller bike, you know. I really recommend it just because it's going to make you a better rider rather than just getting on a mid-sized bike right off the bat. You know, if you do something crazy on a mid-sized bike, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble, and nobody wants to do that, you know. Nobody wants to hurt themselves or anything. So you guys got questions about getting into riding, you guys want to know how to do something, or, you know, feel free to comment your questions and I'll respond in the video. I think in California you still have to take like a CHP approved motorcycle class where they actually make you get on a bike, and usually it is a 250. But in other states like Washington, I think all you have to do, fucking asshole. Other states like Washington, I think all you have to do is take your permit test and then pass a little, obstacle course on your bike. So it wasn't too hard for me to do since I did have a little 250. The obstacle course, don't let it psych you out. It's not that hard. Go in a parking lot, practice doing circles on your bike, tight turns, figure eights, and you'll have no problem passing those tests. And then one thing you gotta watch out for when you're riding bikes is people that either don't see you or they think that they can pull out and turn before you get to them, just like you guys just saw. Like, the most dangerous thing for a motorcycle rider is somebody making a left turn. You know what I mean? So it's always best when you see somebody turning and their left blinkers on, it's always best to get into this side of the lane, hover over your clutch, and get ready to hit your brake, because it's better to be prepared for the worst than to not be prepared for the worst. You know what I mean? So just always keep your head on a swivel. You got to make sure that you're not sitting here looking down, always looking forward. Oh, like this person here, always looking forward, always seeing people, when they're going to come into your lane, and being prepared to maneuver in a situation when you have to. That is the best advice that I could give you as a rider. Here we go, West Cliff Drive. It's just to be aware of other people, because other people aren't on a bike, they're in a cage, like this person, and they don't care. They think they have the right of way when they're reversing. They don't. You have the right of way when you're going forward. So if they want to keep backing up, let them hit you and buy you a new bike. But one thing is, bikes are much more maneuverable than cars, so usually you can just slide on right around them. Yo, that's a white chick taking pictures on a cliff. What do you know? So here's where I live, guys. Beautiful Monterey Bay. High tide right now. Beautiful women. Beautiful weather. Can't complain about life too much out here. It's expensive, but worth it. Last second lane turn. Okay, cool. So if you guys are in the market to buy a new bike, if you're in the Bay Area and you're seeing this, I highly recommend Dublin. Whatever Aprilia dealer there is in Dublin is the one I recommend. The one in San Jose, man, I went in there to buy my bike, and they, right off the bat, when they sat me down, they put a little used car salesman paper in front of me and started writing numbers down on it. I'm like, this is weird. I've never ran into this buying a bike from a dealership. I guess things have changed since I last purchased a bike. And dude, you don't have a stop sign. What are you doing? Go! Anyways, I sat down on this bike, which MSRP is $11,444. They wrote on the piece of paper they wanted to charge me an extra like $1,500 or $1,600 for shipping, and then another $1,200 for setup fee. So right off the bat, and this isn't even getting into taxes and licensing and all that, right off the bat they got me like $2,500 or something like that over sticker, just because it's a popular bike. And so that upset me a little bit, because it said nothing about that on their website. And they just blindsided me with it, and I had a number in my head and I wanted to stick to that number within reason, and that was not reasonable. Our cliff got hammered in the storm, so we have to route traffic in through the neighborhood because half the cliff fell off into the ocean during the cyclones in the beginning of the year. That's what all these orange barriers are for. And so yeah, I sat down and that upset me, so I immediately told him there's no way in hell I'm paying that. You better come at me with a realistic number. If this is what you guys are doing to everybody, you're taking advantage of people, and that's not cool. And so I called Dublin, and I told them, explained to them what was happening. You know, I'm in the middle of a deal right now. This is what they have on the paper. And I also did my research on Google to see what it should realistically be. And the guys in Dublin were telling me, oh, we get like 6 or 7 of these calls every week. I was like, oh, okay, so you're familiar with the situation? They said, yeah. I said, okay, could you do me a favor and just give me an out-the-door price for the bike? Everything included, taxes, licensing, fees, everything. And their number was only like $500 more after everything was said and done than the Indian Spirit motorcycle in San Jose was just on the paper before tax and licensing. So after tax and licensing, they were looking at adding another $1,500. So, you know, a quick phone call saved me $1,000, and all I had to do is drive an extra 15-20 miles. So I'm glad I did that, and you know, those guys were straight shooters, you know, straight to the point, no funny business, and that's what I appreciate when you're giving somebody $13,000-$14,000 that you shouldn't be getting taken advantage of or ripped off. Just cruising. So other than having to go to the dealership to deal with the whole Aprilia service light deal, this is a sweet bike. I'm just gonna ride and listen to music. So if you guys like this video, like, subscribe, comment, follow me. It's a brand new channel. Really appreciate the support, and I would like to answer any questions, or if you guys have any video suggestions, go ahead and shoot them my way. I'm gonna go ahead and just listen to the music in my ears and kind of vibe out. You guys can go ahead and leave or watch the next episode if there is one yet, and enjoy the view if you want. The boardwalk is poppin'. Gush gang, gush gang. Is there snow in the Sierra? Like, oh my god. What the hell are you doing, dude? You can't park like that. What are you doing, bro? It must be convertible Beamer day today. Must be a lot of people in San Jose with convertible Beamers, because none of those are locals. What are you doing? Jesus. Go, dude, what are you doing? You gonna fucking A, dude. What a dumbass. Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? The fuck are you doing? This is a one-way road, you fucking idiot. You dumbass. Fucking stupid motherfucker. God, dude. Can't believe that guy just goes straight in my lane, comes straight for me like a dumbass. What do we got here? Blown out Chevy Camaro ZL1. What is that? Just an SS. What you doing, bud? That's a nice car. I like that color. I'm gonna hit the freeway. You gonna fucking turn into me, bud? Fuck you hitting your brakes for, old man? Oh yeah, this guy doesn't want to race. Are you gonna go? You're not gonna go. You don't know how to drive. I got it. Alright, I think it's time for me to go home. Yeah. Real nervous.